Hello everybody, happy holidays and happy Yule. Welcome to this little Christmas special about Yule, a Hobbit tradition that sort of reminds of Christmas and New Year. My intention was to start a charity this year, but I feel the channel is a bit too small for that still, though I'm glad you guys have made it grow so fast. Instead, I would like to encourage you all to help out people you can, and if you have money you can donate, do it to a good cause. Even donating some of your old books to an orphanage or alike can help people more than we realize. We live in crazy times these years, so a helping hand can really make a difference. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and hopefully the new year will be great as well. Without further ado, let's dive into the lore of Middle-earth once more. The Hobbits of the Shire celebrated a tradition called Yule on the last 2 days of the year. These days were called Yule 1st and Yule 2nd, and would equal to December 21st and 22nd in our world. These days were additional days added to the year, however, and not actual part of the last and first months of the year. So Yule 1st was the last day of the year, and Yule 2nd was the first day of a new year. They always fell on the same days of the week. The last day of the year, Yule 1st, was always a high day, which we call a Friday, while the first day of the following year, Yule 2nd, was always a Sterday, a Saturday. The month leading up to Yule was called Fore Yule, and the month after was called After Yule. In Bree, the months of the year had different names, however. These names were also used in the Eastfarthing of the Shire, and possibly in Buckland. It's possible that the Men of Bree had different traditions around Yule than the Hobbits in Bree, though we don't know much about it. But it seems like they celebrated Yule still, as the month was called Yule Math. Yule was a midwinter festival, and the days around it was called Yuletide. We actually don't know much about the tradition itself, but based on what we know about Hobbits, I'd imagine it would involve a great feast with friends and family, and have grand tables with all sorts of food, as Hobbits loved to eat. We also know that Hobbits loved giving gifts, though it's mainly mentioned in relation to birthdays. Still, I wouldn't be surprised if gifts were involved around Yule. Perhaps the guests would each give a gift to the host, and vice versa. The name Yule seems to derive from the Northmen, and it's possible that the Hobbits started celebrating Yule back when they lived in the Vales of Anduin, next to the Northmen. These were the ancestors of the Rohirrim, the Eotheod. This means that Yule, or a similar winter festival, was also celebrated in Rohan, or at least that the Rohirrim knew about Yule. Actually, Yule is still celebrated in the Vales of Anduin, as we witness in the second last chapter of The Hobbit. As Bilbo and Gandalf returns west towards the Shire, they also travel along with Beorn, who was heading home after the Battle of the Five Armies. Instead of going through Mirkwood, they travelled north around it. The Hobbit, the return journey. Anyway, by midwinter, Gandalf and Bilbo had come all the way back along both edges of the forest to the doors of Beorn's house, and there for a while they both stayed. Yuletide was warm and merry there, and men came from far and wide to feast at Beorn's bidding. We don't know if Yule was celebrated like this elsewhere, but I think it's fair to assume that it was also celebrated in Dale and possibly in Rohan. In Gondor the calendar year was different, so perhaps they did celebrate a midwinter festival. I hope you all enjoyed this little Christmas special. Thanks for supporting the channel. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe till we meet again, and farewell.